The sound ain't playing. Okay. Well, salute. Hold on. Let me get this situated really quickly. Uh,
You're not gonna be on camera.
I'm on right now.
You on your face not showing.
I know. You know what? Let me do it this way so that I think this is the issue right here. Okay, here we go. Let me see something. Let me go here. Bear with me 2 seconds, y'all. It's not showing me. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Here we go. Salute. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Mic check. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Why the mic ain't on? Huh? So y'all can hear me. Why I can't hear me? What is? I'm trying to figure out what this mic ain't on. Okay. Now y'all can hear me. So let me get that situated. The mic is straight. I'm straight. Everything good. Appreciate all of y'all for pulling up on this impromptu live. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in real quick. This I'm gonna do my best to make this extremely informative. Let me do this. Anybody in the chat, right? If y'all can remember, if you lived through a life altering or life changing event, such as any travesty, any of those type of things, which ones come to mind? Which disasters pretty much hit home with you? Which ones kind of resonated with you and your family? Okay, so y'all can hear me. Cool. Cool. Great. Super duper. Appreciate y'all. I don't know. Wait. Is this turned up? I think I got it turned up. Yeah. Cool. Passings, okay. And the reason why I'm asking these questions because a lot of times a lot of us take things we take things for I ain't gonna say for granted, but at any given point in time, as a content creator, as a person, as an individual, as a mother, as a father, as a grandfather, no matter how much you try to change your life, things happen, things occur, things. It seems like the more good you do, the more of a travesty hits to try to interrupt the positiveness that you're doing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was on a roll. We got the channel rocking and rolling. It's a few people that got monetized at the deal, so on and so forth, and things was looking great. The one thing that I kind of sidetracked from during this growth process, I continuously kept telling y'all, listen, if somebody can get you upset, they can control you. If somebody can get you upset, they can control you. Watch your anger, watch your tonality, so on and so forth. Throw all that out the window, man. All of that goes out the window the minute somebody messes with your family. The minute my kids or grandkids or any of my family members is put in harm's way, it brings out another side of me. And hopefully y'all adhere to this. If you're in the state of Georgia or any of these other states that I'm about to speak on, you're gonna understand that there's some things that's going on in society that is setting us, myself, our children, and the future in they're putting us in grave danger. They're taking our God-given rights and violating them all the way across the board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what occurred. Matter of fact, is anybody in here? Are you from Georgia? Are you in the state of Georgia as we speak? Georgia or North Carolina or Arkansas? Any of them? Idaho? Any of them states? Let me see. Put a one in the chat. If you've been to Georgia, if you're from Georgia, if you got family in Georgia, put a one in the chat for me. This right here. This is mind blowing. All right, so Monique, okay. Uh, for all our family members that's in Georgia, a lot of my children live in Georgia. Uh, I have a tremendous amount of family in Georgia. Uh, I had no clue that a traffic violation in Georgia, simple traffic violation, that means if rock hits your windshield, you get a cracked windshield. Uh, if you hang that little thing from your glass, the air freshener, that is not a citation. That is a misdemeanor. Let me make sure I say that again. That is a criminal offense. So if you go and you miss emissions, if you forget and you didn't have insurance for a period of time, and you didn't turn in your FR19, whatever the case may be, those are not citations. It's not something you can just pay. Those are in those states, those are misdemeanors. Let me tell you how this came about to me. So my lovely daughter, shout out to Monty, love you like cook food, you already know. She calls me up, frustrated. Hey dad, I got a ticket. I'm like, what you mean you got a ticket? She said, well, her birthday is July the 4th, right? 2 days before her birthday, her emissions expired. It was past the date for her to do emissions of her vehicle. This is her first vehicle. She forgot to get her emissions done. So I'm thinking, well, hey, listen, she came up for my birthday party, which was July the 10th. She came up. When she went back, they hit her with a ticket. $750 was the amount, was the finable amount. I I automatically knew that was crazy. I'm like, $750 for emissions, that's wild. That sounds bugged out. See, when people fuck with your family, it gets personal. So let me calm down again. I don't mean to get irate, but when you have children and they just get their license and they get their first car and they're doing everything right by law, if they mess up and they forget their missions or whatever the case may be, you mean to tell me you're gonna hit their record with a misdemeanor? So they told her she couldn't just pay the fine. It is a mandatory court appearance. Did y'all know? I don't know anybody in Georgia? Did you know this that if you catch a traffic violation, that's a misdemeanor? Hold on, it gets worse, y'all. When she went to court, right? She told the judge uh before she get a chance to tell her story, whatever the case may be, they hit her. They told her, listen, you have one or two options. You could take 12 days in jail, or you could be set up for this program or one-time program uh called NOLA, which you're not pleading guilty, you're not pleading innocent. You take this NOLA, it puts you on probation, supervised probation. I mean, you got to report to a probation officer. My child ain't never did no crimes. You mean to tell me for missing her admissions, where you could have just called and got an extension on your admissions, you give her a misdemeanor, and now she got to report to a probation officer when she's trying to go out of town. Listen, there are. Let me read this off to y'all because I had to. I didn't know. I didn't know that that's a law. So, uh, the craziest traffic ticket you ever. Matter of fact, in the chat, somebody tell me what's the craziest traffic ticket you ever got. Could you imagine not speeding, not drunk driving, not driving recklessly? You did something like hang an air freshener to you know spice up your vehicle. That is a misdemeanor. XYZ amount of misdemeanor leads to a felony. They told her you're put on probation until you pay the fine, right? Even after she pays the fine, she's still on probation for 12 months, unsupervised. So you done got her money for this fine, which was way more than it could have ever been, $700. And you now got her on record with charges, with a chargeable offense. Like she's a criminal. Listen, look it up. Anybody Google it right now. Google state of Maryland, I mean state of Georgia traffic law. Like it's crazy. I didn't know. First of all, what uh what governing states, what committee got together and said, you know what, this sounds like a good idea. Let's give people misdemeanors for traffic violations, for simple traffic violations. So in Georgia, if you're caught with your phone in your hand, that is not a slap on the wrist. It is a misdemeanor. Georgia is just one of the 17 states, other states that has these same laws in place. Yeah, y'all need to know this. So let me go to some of the other states per se. Let me make sure I read this thoroughly. It's crazy, man. Ooh, where are these other states at? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let me pull it up for y'all really quickly. Misdemeanor for listen, and as soon as you Google it, says a misdemeanor is a criminal offense, not a minor infraction, and not a traffic misdemeanor. It can result in jail time, fines, and permanent criminal record. with penalties varying by jurisdiction, but generally carrying more severe consequences than a typical speeding ticket. Okay, let me see something. What states? Mm, let me see. What are the 17 states? Oh, hold on. Let me do it this way. What are the 17 states? Is a misdemeanor. All right. Ohio, uh, North Carolina, Idaho, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia. Listen, it's I'm bringing this to y'all awareness, right? Yes, they are the fact that it's a misdemeanor, uh, the fact that you can ruin a person's record just for a traffic violation is beyond crazy. Uh, hopefully, now that I've brought this to y'all awareness, we're able to teach our not only kids but grandkids and everyone else that be careful what state you go to and learn the laws of that particular state. Uh, had I known prior to them relocating to Georgia, uh, I would have never suggested they go through with that per se. Um, but just imagine, y'all. Imagine you sitting there and someone that you love, well, one of your loved ones that you hold clearly the heart, uh, is put in a situation where let's say she was a nurse. She could mess around and messed up her nursing license. If per se, uh, like one of my daughters, they have their CDL. That would have messed up her. Listen, it is serious when you get misdemeanors, felonies, so on and so forth on your record. That is by far. I thought that I gave enough time to the penitentiary that my kids would never have to deal with things like that. But it seems as if um the lawmakers, whoever he or she or they are, put obstacles in place for people to fail, for individuals to one mistake and it can cost you everything. Uh yes, like it's crazy though. Could you imagine you yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. When you sit down and think about it, like for a traffic violation, it, and it's not like, well, hey, listen. They told her right up front. Well, if you take this to trial, um, you could be facing anywhere between 12 and up to a year in jail. I mean, the maximum is a year. Still, no, she ain't get caught with no drugs. She ain't had no weapons on her. No, she wasn't speeding. She wasn't, jumping in and out of lanes. Nah, she forgot to pay her missions. That's another thing. So, the holidays is coming up, and a lot of them was planning, kids planning on getting with the family, doing Thanksgiving real big. She has to report to a probation officer. The probation officer could tell her, no, you can't go. Even after the fine is paid. Um, Let me ask you in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you knew this law. If you knew that, your state or these particular states traffic violations are punishable by misdemeanors, put a one in the chat for me. If you knew this, then I did not, and I feel bad because here it is, we're supposed to protect our kids and arm them against life, against things that can just happen just because, like, for example, uh I tell my grandson all the time, listen, get your hands out your pocket when you walk in the store, take your hood off, don't have your hands in your pocket when you walk. Like, those are things, those are life-changing things that you have to tell your young youth. You have to let them know because they're not playing with us out here. uh Matter of fact, who and I really don't like talking the politics route and so on and so forth, but whoever sat down, whatever group of individuals sat down and said, this is a good idea, y'all. Let's start letting them not only pay, but we're gonna mess up their criminal history and so on and so forth. I want y'all to really think, right? In Georgia, those that have been there, when you get a car and you're riding on Georgia highways or Georgia streets, them roads they got mad potholes. So what are they using the money for? You taxing them crazily, and you ain't even fixing the simple. The bridges is the traffic is terrible. Recently they just put into law in some other states that uh like reckless driving and so on and so forth are criminal offenses. Um, hmm? Yes, that's another thing. They can search you. Listen, if you jump a lane without putting your turns, your indicator on, lane to lane, that is aggressive driving. They can search you and your vehicle. That is a law. So the people that are putting the people that are sitting together and conjuring up these laws, right? As an average and ordinary citizen, as a tax-paying citizen, like, we pay their salary. Those Congress, the governor, the mayors, they get paid from our taxes. Your president, vice president, the Senate, they all get paychecks from the taxes that we pay. I mean, if you're not in one of those positions. But if you pay taxes, you are funding the government. So for you to sit down, for them to sit down and put more, like, give us more of a headache, more of it's almost like you taking us back in the days where where the kings and the queens, you know, their way or the highway, off with your head if you don't pay your taxes per se. This is crazy. It's crazy. If you have a young child, a sibling, if you have younger nieces, nephews, cousins, please tap them into the live. Have check the state laws wherever they particularly living at to make sure that they don't get railroaded like my daughter got railroaded. Like, uh, you know, it, uh, here's the other crazy part. When you go to court, right? They 99.9% of the time, uh, if you go to court and you don't have an attorney, they give you an opportunity and give you time to get an attorney. They told her, nah, they basically took her right away, right out the door. The only option you got is to take this NOLA program. Everybody in the room that took the NOLA program, y'all are now on probation. Report to your probation officer tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what they told her. By law, we have the right to counsel. See, and again, we can't be there with our kids 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's impossible. Uh, but dealing with the court system, dealing with now traffic, you want to make sure an adult is with your young adult. My daughter is legal consenting adult at the moment, so but still, that's still my baby. That's so as a parent, you want to make sure an adult that knows the law is there to witness the hypocrisy that's going on. Um, this is listen. This is you know what's so crazy? Because let's just say I was a resident of Georgia, and hypothetically, maybe make sure I put this up here for the YouTube execs. I'm gonna say allegedly, right? Allegedly, I am a resident of Georgia, right? Now, mind you, I know that it's a misdemeanor for traffic offense. When you go to pull me over, what do you think I'm going to do? As a child, as a young adult that knows that for plucking my cigarette butt out the car window is a misdemeanor, what do you think is going to happen when you turn the sirens on to pull me over? They're putting us in position. It's a setup. It is per se. And I'm gonna make sure I leave this allegedly again. Um, uh, when they say traffic offenses, throwing something out your window in a, on a beltway, that is a traffic offense. So I'm just using that terminology allegedly. Uh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Any of y'all ever spit out your window while you were driving? Like you just couldn't hold it, you had to spit and you spit out your window? Could you imagine getting a misdemeanor for that? From here on out, y'all, I am going to do my best to bring y'all a lot of awareness. On my other channels, I did a lot of awareness, in between, some of the other things that was going on. But uh as a content creator, I feel obligated to let my social media family know what's going on. If y'all didn't know and you learned something new today, super duper. Share the information, y'all. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with your coworkers. Share the information. Look it up. Google it. YouTube it. Whatever you want to do. Oh yeah. So blessed. Appreciate you. And all that good stuff. And trust me, I'm doing my best to not be as animated as I wanted to be. I done calmed down and so on and so forth. But it is, you know, just imagine that's if it's your child, whenever somebody's trying to harm your child, you know, i- it's or railroad your child. I'll say it that way. Whenever someone's trying to railroad your child, your inner instincts it takes over. Your parental instincts take over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me read this up. So it says martial law trying to get. I should have been posting your comment. Martial law trying to get us to act out so they can bring the National Guards in. That is a fact. That is a stone cold fact. Let me see. There are people on sex crime list for getting caught peeing behind some bushes. Yeah, it's crazy. It's 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 sad, but we have a voice, y'all. We when you go live and you click on your camera and you in the social media realm, that means you gain the opportunity to be seen worldwide. You gain the opportunity to not only educate but to learn other places and other things that could help your situation. Um, those that share the most information are normally the bigger platforms and so on and so forth. We on our way, y'all. We on our this I ain't gonna lie. This it threw me for a loop. Uh I was going to really, you know, act out, but you know, due to uh some great, wonderful uh inner voices and outer voices, they let me know I'm needed here. What happened to Monty happened to her, and we gotta kind of just get the other kids, weaponize them, not with physical weapons, but with information, so that they don't get caught up in those similar situations. Um, it's crazy.
Virginia, if you excessive speed, of course, 20 miles an hour, they can county probation.
Oh,
You do
yeah, yeah. That is the new law in Virginia.
it ain't new.
If you go 20 miles over the speed limit, that is excessive driving, and that is a criminal offense.
Have you picking up trash on the side?
They can have you picking up trash on the side of the sidewalk with convicted felons. Yeah. If you just so happen to you needed to use the bathroom real bad and you went 20 miles over to hurry up to try to get to the closest bathroom so that you didn't, pee on yourself, can cause you to be picking up cigarette butts on the side of the road. And it placed on your record. See, how can I say this? It's easy for things to get on your record. It's hard to get them off. Uh, you gotta fight like tooth and nails to get criminal offenses off your record. Let me see. We've been up here like 35 minutes. Hopefully, this has been a great public service announcement. I don't want to be a gloom and doom on a Friday. Uh, I would like to say, man, I definitely appreciate every single one of y'all. This is by far a lot of y'all never seen this side of me. Y'all always see the uplifting, upspiriting, the positive speaking, grow. When I'm in coach mode, it's hard to be in coach mode when someone directly, I'm gonna say, attacks your family member, uh, in that way. So again, the title, Georgia, you did bad. Georgia, y'all did bad because one, if you're in Georgia and you knew this information and you didn't share it with your loved ones, shame on you. That's nasty work. Here it is. I'm coming. I'm coming to visit. I get off the plane. I decide. I might turn down the wrong street. Whatever the case may be, following GPS and turn me down the wrong traffic violation. Now I'm not from out there. So now, oh, we gotta hold you for what? A whole bunch of, and at that time you're already irritated. Sassy salute. Let me shout out to the chat, man. Me too, salute. Solomon salute, man. Re 79 already love you like cook food. By far, definitely one of the ones that keeps me grounded, keeps me out here and not resorting back to the old me. Uh, you know, things that I did 30 something years ago. That was 30 something years ago. That we now in a different decade. So let's keep it civilized. Yeah. Check your state's laws. You don't want to turn down the wrong road in Georgia. Let's see. Yeah. And that that's a whole see, and again, if you are a resident of Georgia, if you're a resident of Georgia and or you have family members that's out there, now that you know the information, just share it to them. Let them know, like, hey, damn, I didn't know y'all was living under them conditions. Do y'all know how hard, matter of fact, do you know how hard it is not to some way, form, or fashion get do something in traffic that could cause you a misdemeanor now? Yeah, put a one in the chat if you ever got road rage. If you're one of them people that somebody cut you off, you cussed them out. If you got road rage before, put a one in the chat. This is real. Me, I'm civilized now, but I got when people cut you off and slow down and slam on their brakes and all that other. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I'm one of the ones. I'm one of the ones that's going, lay on my horn and cuss you. Yeah, I might lay on my horn and follow you for the next two exits, laying on my horn, depending on how bad you cut me off. But again, that type of behavior is a misdemeanor in those states. So again, let's start realizing that a lot of us, hey Lapita, salute. Uh, a lot of us have loved ones that need us. We're vital to our families. We can't let I'm gonna say them. We can't let them trick us out of our freedom. Uh, hold on, let me see. Solomon said, "I've been driving professionally since 1986. I can't tell you how many times I had to get out and settle it. That is a fact. Hey, Lexus, how are you? How are you? Welcome to the chat. Salute, 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 all that good stuff. Again, I can't tell you how many times I might have been running late to go pick my grandson up, or whatever the case may be, and I ain't throw my seatbelt on until after I got out the complex and about to make the turn. That's a traffic violation. And no offense to law enforcement, but if you've ever been incarcerated before, you really don't like law enforcement. It's just you don't. And then when they tell you, "Well, I pulled you over for, that the thing hanging from your mirror." What, the air freshener? Yeah, that's what we're pulling you over for. You pulling me over for air freshener, my guy? This? Listen, I but you got a big computer. They got a damn near laptop in front of their windshield. This little fragrance thing is obstructing. Or I give y'all again. How many of y'all are guilty of riding and you got low tire pressure? One of your tires might need some air. Traffic offenses turning into a misdemeanor is nasty work, y'all. That's nasty work. All of us that drive on an everyday basis that you created some form of a traffic violation before you got back home. Well, I ain't gonna say create. You committed a traffic violation, either going to work or coming home from work. You throughout the course of that day, you committed some form of a traffic violation, whether it's a rolling stop, whatever the case may be. You did it. I do it. That's the truth. I allegedly I do it. Getting a misdemeanor for that is. Can you imagine? Listen, Tony. Get out the car and put your hands behind your back. Like what? what you mean? Yeah, we take this $700 fine and you have a must appear to court. See, that's the part right there. The part that y'all really. So let's just say again, your child out there in the working world, bad enough they already underpaid. You hit them with a hefty fine, $700, and then tell them you must appear. And the reason why you need them to appear is to slap them with probation. They paid this fine now. The money, the ticket paid. So you don't have supervised probation anymore. You got unsupervised. You still got to check in. My question is, and I'm gonna have to do some more research. What happens if while you're on probation, you commit another traffic violation? Anybody in chat, if y'all got access to uh another device and you could Google real quick, can you check for me if you're on a misdemeanor and you're on this probation for traffic and you commit another traffic violation while you're on probation, what occurs then? It's 272 in the chat. That's what's up. Well, y'all are awesome. Y'all some late night Friday night people. Y'all ain't going out. 272 in the chat. Let me see. Okay. On July 13th, 2015, 28-year-old Bland was pulled over by a police officer in Waller County, Texas, for failure to signal a lane change. Around 6 minutes later, Bland was being slammed and handcuffed to the ground. We all heard the Sandra Bland story. Is I just didn't know that in certain states they had misdemeanors for traffic violations. And I'm in Baltimore, y'all. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, so on and so forth. Every day I turn on the news, I hear about the police chase. Hey, chase some teens. Teens might have stole a car, whatever the case may be. Every day. This is every day. Not to be able to protect your loved ones. And let me say this respectfully. Allegedly, if I know I'm facing a misdemeanor for pulling over, it's catch me if you can. I'm I'm being honest. I'm not gonna voluntarily turn myself. Absolutely not. It's catch me if you can. It is. We gonna see if you really could drive. We gonna drive because of the you're gonna get charged anyway. I'm I'm not I am not promoting uh uh resisting in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm just telling you, allegedly, years ago, if they would have had that law that it's a misdemeanor for a simple traffic violation, it would have been catch me if you can. Allegedly, years ago. Now that I'm older, I'll probably pull over and now I'm gonna tell y'all, and this is the God, the honest truth. Anybody that knows me in the chat person, y'all know this is the truth. If sirens come on behind me, if they turn on the lights behind me, and I'm driving, I make sure I get to a well lit area. I immediately turn the car off and throw my keys out the window and leave my hands hanging out of the window. I don't care what they want to ask me. I'm not gonna be that one on the news that you said he reached for. That's not gonna happen. And the officers always say, you ain't have to do all that. Yes, I do. Why? I want to go home. I want to be able to get back to my family. You're not gonna gun me down on some old because you all suck. Let me because you had a bad experience in high school. So, for my safety, so that you feel safe, my hands is gonna stay out the window. License registration, sir, you can go reach for it. Matter of fact, I keep my license on the top, where your mirror at, or on the little flap that comes down to, yeah, my license. You could reach up there and go get it, sir or ma'am. I'm not reaching. You're not going to put me. No, I'm not going to be the next statistic. That's just me, though. And everybody has different ways of dealing with law enforcement per se. I've had some life altering circumstances with them, so I'm just a little more careful when I'm out there. Oh, let me see what's this. It can trigger a technical probation violation because probation conditions say don't violate any laws. Man, listen. uh, So so usually probation officer reports it. Judge decides at a probation violation hearing whether to issue a warning add conditions, extend probation, or order jail time. Me too. You so awesome. Appreciate you for pulling that up for us. Crazy. All because you forgot to pay your admissions. I, you know what? Maybe I should ask that. How many of y'all can honestly say one time or another you forgot to pay your admissions or you rolled few days and your insurance was out of order, you forgot to renew your tags, whatever the case may be, you said, I'll get to it when or you renewed your tag and you forgot to put the sticker on your license plate. Hmm?
So basically, when we got pulled over in the Cal car, if we was in Georgia, would have got locked up.
Oh, matter of fact, let me give y'all another true story, right? So, unbeknownst to me, there was a flag put on one of my other daughter's vehicle, and just so happened, uh, did they break down?
No, we was getting windshield wipers for the car.
Oh, what happened is it was raining kind of bad that day, so we didn't want being a newer driver, you didn't want your child to go out there and experience all that rain if their windshield wipers was bad. So we were taking the vehicle to go get some new windshield wipers. On the way picking her up from work and to getting the windshield wiper blades. Whoop whoop whoop. Of course, y'all know me. Like I said,
Mm-mm.
I couldn't throw the key out the window because it was push start. But my hands out the window. Hey, he tells me, hey, you ain't got to do all that, sir. Listen, do you know why I pulled you over? I said, absolutely not. What seems to be the problem? Whatever I think he said, a tail light, whatever he said.
He said that short it popped up that
Yeah, he said it popped up. There was an insurance lapse. I said, well, this is not my vehicle. He said, well, I'm sorry to say, but we got to take the tags off the car. I said, oh, okay. He said, do y'all have somebody? I said, yeah, my niece, she lives around the corner. He was like, well, what I'll do is I'll drive behind y'all,
I got snatched these things.
let y'all park up, and then I'm gonna snatch these tags. Cool. I'm cool, no problem. And, but had that happened in Georgia, I'd have got a misdemeanor. Listen, don't, that's nasty work, y'all. That is nasty work to sit down there and we adults and they doing it. Can you imagine them? What type of things they tell a child or younger? I'm gonna say young adult that they tell these young adults out there. Refusing them counsel is already terrible. But man, we got to get better, man. We got to do better. Yes, sickening. But yeah, been up here. I might as well ride out for another 6 minutes. Been up here almost an hour. Gave y'all, you know, I appreciate y'all. Social media is like therapy. You can come up here, vent, get all your frustration out, whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, your social media family can help you feel that much better, uh, per se. Um, just a quick update. Monty is good. She's straight. Uh, but again, this is because it happened to one of my kids. If y'all family, I'm making sure that y'all are weaponized with the information to do with it as you may. Anybody got any questions real quick before I jump off here? Anybody want to shout out a teammate? Anybody would like to uh tell us about their what you want to call it, life altering disaster that you lived through? You know, by far, you know, 9/11 is probably one of them. Katrina is definitely another. Uh, hmm?
Different riots.
Definitely different riots. I lived through several of the major riots, per se. Uh, that that C word that's banned from social media and so on and so forth. Living through that panoramic, I'll say it that way. Living through that was life altering and life changing. Um, yeah, shout out to everybody that survived, and or if you lost a loved one during that time, we send our prayers and our condolences and all that other good stuff to those individuals. I need to get back to doing that too. I used to honor all the fallen soldiers at the beginning of every live. Just letting them know that their legacy didn't pass with them. Their legacy lives on with us. So yeah, for all my fellow soldiers and soldierettes, salute to you. Desert, salute, fam. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Listen, y'all tap in with Desert. She has an awesome, awesome channel over there. Uh it was one of the first time I was able to really see, that side of content creating. Wonderful channel, very, very cool person, extremely supportive and all that other good stuff. Uh let her know the entire Are You Locked In team, we got you. We are here, we locked in, and we will assist as much as possible. Um, and that's everybody else. Me too. By far is that is the guru, y'all. That is my uh teacher and coach when it comes as far as dealing with uh OBS, dealing with a lot of those things. Anybody else that would like to teach an OBS class, by all means, I'm willing to always refresh and so on and so forth. If you're good with animations, if you're good with the computer per se, yes, me too. We're waiting for you to do sure enough OBS class. Um, you line the class up, I'll get you some people because StreamYard ain't it, y'all. No disrespect to StreamYard, but there's so many other streaming platforms that offer way more for less. Okay, okay. Listen, I'm about to love OBS too, especially the price. I'm about to, $89. That's nasty work monthly paying. But anyway, you know, uh oh shoot. We got a couple seconds, y'all. Couple seconds. We're in an hour live. Y'all gonna continuously hear me say this. When you run your live for an hour, that is you creating 6 10-minute videos. Go back, put titles, make clips, put your transitions, whatever it is, add an end scene, boom. So you now got 6 videos out the deal, 6 long form videos, and that will increase your watch time. That's what I use, OBS Stream Element, and does it? I need to get with you and me too, together, because I see Me Too does a lot of things as far as her overlays and so on and so forth. The way you did it though, I am really cool with the whole newscasting vibe. I made a talking avatar. I ain't got no talking out. Listen, I'm coming to class. Whenever class is, let me know. I need me a talking avatar too. I want a handsome looking character up there talking for me. Let me go ahead and uh go faceless and get another hello. All right, I'm gonna go check your last live out. You said last live. All right. Yeah, like I said, we've been up here for an hour. I apologize again wholeheartedly for not scheduling this in a timely fashion, but I had to get this information out. It was eating at me. It was something that I I didn't want any more time to go by and not share the information with y'all. So on that note, everybody who's special, drop your links, network, introduce yourself to the family, let the family embrace your content and so on and so forth. I got some credit. You can use mine, uh per se. Yes, 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 yes. Hopefully we yes, pretty. That's exactly what you do. Drop your links, tell a friend to tell a friend. Your favorite YouTuber is back at it again, man. We are on the road to 10K. We're on that 10K run, y'all. And I'm back in the field. So let's continue to keep bringing positive and great content. Um, I might have to go live on TikTok. But on that note, y'all be the best you that you could possibly be. Comment after the live. Let everyone know where you're streaming from, so on and so forth. Plus, if they didn't catch you in the live, they'll be able to connect with you. Comment after live, whatever your best part of live is, and we could take it from there. It also helps your channel. Engagement is rewarded, y'all. Keep us being positive. Keep pushing. Don't let nothing deter you. And on that note, I can't even end the stream now. See, I got to do this right, y'all. My bad. My bad, y'all. All right. So now I can do it. So y'all be the best you can possibly be. Me too. And Desert, we definitely need to find a way to get y'all together so y'all can assist us. Uh Me and Monique and Pretty and the rest of us, we need some OBS and lessons. Please and thank you. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all. Shout out to Corey's World. Right? I think we Corey's World gonna be on the next issue of the magazine. That should be a really great interview, and shout out to Corey's World and everything she's doing. I was about to say bye, Felicia. Shout out to Steph and Joe, man. Y'all keep pushing, keep doing what y'all doing. Salute. Oh no, I'm sorry. I see y'all at the top. Salute.